Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you guys the secret Roddy Ricch scale. Basically some secret piano sauce that you can use to make Roddy Ricch type beats, or just kind of like emotional jazzy pianos like some Beethoven. And if this is your first time on the channel, please consider subscribing. I drop videos every day. And also, before we get started, make sure to go follow me on social media at inquires. Tap in with me, but let's get it. So I just have this regular piano loaded up from Omnisphere. So the scale is basically going to be like the way to do like the solo melody notes over the piano, but first let's like put some chords down. So like usually Roddy Ricch has a lot of emotional piano beats, you know, just some like trenches vibes. So I'm just going to go for that kind of feel. So around 140 is pretty good. I'm just going to start like an A minor. I'm just going to put like straight root chords, and then we can kind of improvise from there. So right now that sounds pretty bad. So what we're going to do is just take all the root notes down. And then I'm just going to bring the top notes down again. And if you want to know how to, like, if you want a more in-depth tutorial on how to write chords, I actually have a video on how to write beautiful chords. So I'll link that right now. Go check it out. So I actually want the top melody to be a little different, so I'm going to go ahead and add the 7th, which is an A minor. The 7th, for an A minor chord, the 7th is this note. And then for the F, I'm basically going to add the 9th, which is this note. So for this chord, I want it to be less like kind of dark, so I'm going to actually bring it up. Alright, so what I'm going to do is actually put the 7th down an octave, and then also put an A over here, so double the root. Also, the velocities are way too loud. So then you kind of want to experiment and like see if you can take some notes out. So for example, I'm going to put a note over here and probably take this one out, and then for the F major, and then add like another 9th over here. So pretty much what you want to do with the chords is like add color notes to it. So for the color notes, I actually have another video on that, so you should really go check it out. But pretty much like choose notes in the scale that color the chords. So in this case, I'm going to choose the 7th of E minor, which is this note. You know, so that's a really nice transition compared to this. It sounds really empty, but this colors it. So actually I noticed that this chord has a lot going on, so a lot of notes sounds a little too muddy, so I'm going to take this E out actually. And I'm actually going to take that down to the 7th over here. And then over here for the 3rd chord, I want it to be more like this. So I'm going to double the 5th, and then also add the 3rd over here on top. So now it sounds very grand, very luxurious. So now I'm actually going to copy this around over here and make the last chord over here different. So instead of ending on F major 7 like this, I want to actually end on D minor, you know, because then it's going to start again with F, and then because then this D minor will go over here to A minor, you know, so it's a nice little transition. Alright, so over here I'm actually going to put a D minor, but it's going to be kind of a different inversion of it. So basically what I'm going to do is, this is the most simple version of D minor over here. So what I'm going to do is raise this up, so it's going to be a suspended, like this, and then add the 7th on top of it, and then add just the root again over here. So now this leads back to over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, Very jazzy. So then the last thing I would say is to do is we gotta randomize all these velocities. So I'm gonna press that and press Alt R and basically randomize all the velocities and take it down. Right. So and then also take it down just pressing Alt and dragging it down with my scroll wheel. And then these super low notes, actually, what I'm going to do with these super low notes is turn them down just a little bit more so it's less muddy. Alright, so now this is the chord progression we have. Alright, so that's pretty nice, but like as you can hear, it lacks a lot of like character because it's just simple chords. So now we gotta write a top melody line that kind of glues everything together. So for that, I'm gonna show you guys the secret scale, but don't tell anyone because it's top secret. So alright, now I'm gonna open up another channel and put a piano roll so we can get the ghost notes going. Alright, so what we're gonna do actually is go over here into stamp and then choose over here my other blues. So after you have the scale, you can just click it in, but the most important thing is to have it in the right position for the starting note. So in this case, since I am in C major, it's gonna be on A because A is the relative minor of C. So literally whatever key, so most of the time I feel like most people would write it in C major and then transpose it to a different key. So just remember, if you're in C major, the scale would be in A, so just starting note would be A. So this is what the scale actually sounds like. So, and then I'm gonna mute this and go back to my Omnisphere. So now I have all these notes that I could use. So the thing with this scale is that there's black notes that are technically not in the scale, but that's how we're gonna get that jazzy feel. So it's gonna be like, keep in mind that like the white notes are prominently like gonna be longer notes, and then for any black notes, we're gonna use them as glide notes to like kind of slide over. So first you just want to kind of choose notes that emphasize the chord. So over here, I'm going to choose like a glide note, so then it's going to be on this note still. So instead of just that, I'm going to do this. And then you kind of want to make it super short, so I'm going to take Alt and drag it like all the way over here. And also press Alt and like shorten it. Like you can also add glide notes that are not like black notes, so it doesn't really matter, but like you know, ghost notes emphasize that. So now since the melody's kind of low, I want it to go high and then come back down again. And then the last thing I want to do is just change this last part. And then just make these like super legato, you know what I mean? And then also apply like the glide notes technique, so I'm just gonna put like some notes. Some just emotional, like, man, I lost my dog, sipping money all night long. You know, just classic Roddy Ricch melody. So now I'm just gonna put some drums on it and make it into a banger, just to show you guys the full process. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so I'm gonna just pick some sounds from my drum kit, you know what I'm saying, coming up. Stay tuned because it's gonna be hard. Simple by the way, my drum kit is dropping later this month, so make sure to follow me on social media to like know when it drops. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard. And then I'm gonna just alternate between this clap and the rim. You know what I'm saying? Like, alright, now let's sauce up the hi-hats. Alright, so this is the final hi-hat pattern. You know what I'm saying? Just like pretty simple. Last thing I'm probably gonna add is like a cool kick. And like nothing too crazy for the kick pattern, but just like pretty simple, pretty bouncy. Alright, now I'm gonna Alright, so here's my final arrangement, and then I also like switched the 808 from like this is the spins and then this is the Pierre, so just like a little variation. Alright, so I'll play the final beat in a sec, but if you enjoyed this video and thought it was helpful, please leave a like and comment below what other videos you want to see next, and I'll see you guys later.